Sarah, my girl Casey. Hello everybody. Happy Thursday. I hope you guys are having a good day today. Welcome to Lonely Together. Today is going to be a special day. Hi Joel. Hi Rich. I love that you guys are just coming and hanging out with me. Thank you so much. I'm hanging out here in Nashville. The sun is shining and I feel very, very grateful. It's been a nice week here. I hope you guys had a lovely Memorial Day, that it was peaceful, that it was restful, and that you found gratefulness this week. And yeah, this is a bit of a strange week, and I find myself my heart feeling pretty heavy right now, and feeling a little bummed out. My heart goes out to Minneapolis and all the stuff going there, and so yeah, my hope for us today is that we just send some good energy up there, and that we really work on loving each other and loving our neighbors, Today is going to be special. I'm very, very excited to introduce you guys to Miss Lindsey Lomis. She's an incredible singer-songwriter. I think she's only 17 years old, which is mind-blowing. She will blow your mind, so just be prepared. But my hope today is that that music can just soothe your soul, that I can be a good friend to you today, that you might find some joy, some light, some life, and that maybe we might bring a smile to your face today. So with all of that, I want to ask you guys to breathe with me. And my hope on our exhale is that you just send all your love and all your light to all the pain that's kind of going on in our country right now. And so inhale some goodness, and let's send it out with a breath. Let's do that one more time. Inhale. To our brothers and sisters. Send it out. Thank you guys for sending some love out with me today. And let me just introduce you guys to the beautiful, marvelous Lindsey Lomis. Let's see here. It's gonna be fun. Hang on, babies.
Hi.
Yes! Hello,
How are
Queen.
you? So good to
I'm
see you.
so good. How are you doing, dear?
I'm so good. I'm so happy to be doing this. Thank you for inviting me on. I was
Oh my God.
I was doing my breathing with you. Feels
Yeah.
so good.
It feels
So
so
important.
good to breathe. And I mean, especially this week has been really
Yeah.
heavy, messy. The last couple days have gotten really hard. And, already with a pandemic and then this whole undercurrent in our country. And so it's been hard for me to find the light right now, and so deep breaths, bringing it to the breath when things feel hard is real important,
Totally.
right?
It's
And
so
you,
important.
my dear, are such a light, and I'm so grateful for you spending time with us today. So thank
Thank you
you.
for having me on. I'm so happy to be here.
Yes. Well, let me check in with you. How are you doing? How's your heart? How's your headspace?
I'm doing
What's going
good.
on?
Honestly, like you said, it's been a really weird time recently, I think, for everybody. Just trying to take it one day at a time. But I feel really grateful right now that I have a home and that I have a family and, people who are with me. And, it's just such a crazy time that it's a new experience that all of us have in common. And we just have to be there for each other. That's why I love Lonely Together, because it's so true, Even though we are on our own, we're all in it together at the same exact time. And so it's a really unique and weird time. But yeah, very grateful for family and friends.
Yeah, totally. Me too. I've been holding my babies extra tight.
I know. I was gonna say, I know you have kids. How are they?
They're doing great. They're having their rest time right now, and
How?
as a family, we're happy, we're healthy. They're toddlers, so it's up and down, but we take,
Oh wow,
every minute as it comes and
that's
navigate
a lot
it.
of work for you.
It's fun though.
Good.
But we're very, very grateful. So where are you in the world right now?
I'm in Nashville. At
Awesome. Great.
home. Oh
Oh,
yeah. What about
great.
you? You're here too, right?
I'm in Nashville, yes. We're talking about
Amazing.
in a couple weeks, I think we're gonna make the drive to Minnesota.
Oh
And
wow.
I don't know. We'll see. We may be
Road
going,
trip?
to just spend some time
Yeah.
on the lakes up there.
Ooh, that is a brilliant idea.
Yeah, it's glorious in the summertime. So we'll
Yeah.
see. But I wanted to, I'm such a fan. We met. Well, the first time I heard you sing live was actually at a Girls of Nashville show. And
Yes.
for those of you guys who don't know, Girls of Nashville is a show that we hold here in Nashville 4 times a year. It's a seasonal show. And it's girls, all girls,
Oh
a
yeah.
cast of beautiful women, songwriters and artists. And there's usually about 12 to 15 artists that sing on a night. And I remember you were sitting next to me in
Yes.
our round, because we do it like in the round where we
Right.
kind of do a song trade off.
Yeah.
And I was just floored. If I wasn't on a chair, I would have been on my knees. Like, you completely schooled my life. So that
Oh my
was amazing.
gosh.
Well, I was initially like obsessed with your Instagram, and then when I got to experience you live, I was like, this is craziness.
Thank you so much. I have to say the exact same thing for you though, because it was so cool to see. Obviously, it's an all-women show, and it's so incredible that you guys put that on. And I just think that's so important in the industry to have that. And you were up there. Everyone was sitting down. I think you were standing when you played, and you had this electric guitar, and you like fully rocked out. And I was in awe. I was truly in awe. I was like, this is what it's all about.
And, I love those nights so much. And,
Yeah.
if you guys tuning in have never gotten a chance to go to a Girls of Nashville show, like, as soon as we're able to do the shows again, we will, because it's special for all of us. It creates an incredible sense of community within the women in town, which is really, really fun for all of us, being able to be part of it. But then I think for an audience member too, it's like so fun to just sit there and get your socks blown off by 15 different artists that are all in their own lane and doing their own thing. It's just so unique. It's inspiring.
That's what I love about it, is that you did have, it was artists from every genre, and everyone was so different from one another, and that's what was so cool about it. It's just kind of representing every single sound. It was awesome. But yeah, thank you for
that's what's cool about Nashville. Like, a lot of people think Nashville, they think like country music.
Country, yeah.
But it really is a genreless town. Everything from rock and roll to folk to country to all here. And so it's fun to kind of showcase that on one night.
Totally, yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah. Well, I would love to dive into your journey as an artist. Are you 17, 18?
17.
17 years old, 17 years young. Please take us on the Lindsey Lomis journey.
I'll start with when I was a baby. I basically just started singing since I could, just as I was talking, I was singing. Fell in love with it from the start. My parents aren't really involved in music, but obviously grew up in Nashville. I was just constantly surrounded by it, and got so lucky with getting to see so many incredible live shows. And I have a ton of, mentors who helped me at a really young age here. And yeah, I started playing guitar and then songwriting, and then started taking it really seriously. And
well, let me just back up really quick. So you said your parents aren't in music, but you live in Nashville, which is actually, it's pretty rare for someone to be born and raised in Nashville. I feel like most folks here are transplants from somewhere else.
It's so funny. Yeah.
So what did your parents do?
So my parents are both doctors, actually. And so they're definitely education and all that stuff, but they're extremely supportive of me and of my music journey. And even now, as it gets to be more serious, they're all in. And I'm so incredibly grateful for that, because I know how hard it could be to, not have that support system. But yeah, so they although they don't play as much music, they love it. And so they took me to a ton of shows when I was a kid like in a backpack, you know, like they would just carry me around. And so
I mean, to grow up in Nashville,
yeah,
in this community that's just like music
I
overflowing
lucked
from
out.
every street, that is so
Totally.
cool.
Yeah, and then I did go to an art school for my first 2 years of high school. And again, there, it's just every kid takes music seriously or whatever art they do, you know, it spans between everything. But so definitely just got really lucky with the people I'm surrounded by. And yeah.
And so 17, are you graduated now from high
No.
school? So tell me where you're at with all of that.
Yeah, so
Crazy.
basically, I started online school this year for the first time as music was getting more seriously, so I could write every week and travel. And I only have one more year of high school yet left, my senior year, which I'm very excited to get over with.
Yeah, totally.
No, I have to say this because it's true. I do value my education and I love learning, but I'm excited to learn in the real world, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and
Yeah,
you have a beautiful gift of being able, I mean, you know where you want to go. You kind of
right.
see your path in front of you.
Totally.
And so I understand being like, okay, let's get this over with, on to
I'm
the
ready to
next
go.
thing.
Yeah.
I mean, you're already writing for a publishing company. Tell me how you found a publishing deal. How did that work out?
So basically, I released my first EP, I guess it was the beginning of January 2019, so over a year ago. But before that, I had released a couple singles, and that was kind of my first introduction to the industry. Those were both self-released, but I started, you know, playing more shows and then making connections, and then this team, Altadena, reached out to me, and I met with their creative director, Noreen, and then I met with Daniel Lee, and then I got to meet with the great Busby, who was just an incredible mentor to me. And, you know, getting to write with people like that was just an incredible experience, especially because I had been so used to writing by myself. And now I'm like, I totally have gotten into the co-writing process. I don't think I could ever leave it. It's just my favorite thing to do. But yeah, and then eventually it was just sort of like I went with my gut with the people that I was working with, and you know, at the time I was meeting with a bunch of people, and so it was really easy to compare and contrast, and there were just no red flags with this company, and I just fell in love with all of the people working there, and yeah.
Well, I love, love, love and miss Busby so very much and love all of the humans at Altadena.
It's such incredible, yeah, it's just all based on, you know, being a good person, which I feel like has to come first no matter what you're doing.
Totally. So you started writing songs by yourself and you then self-released a couple singles.
Right.
Do you remember your first co-writing session?
Oh my gosh. I was at an art school, so I'd been writing a ton with my friends and
Awesome.
collabing in that way. I guess my first sort of real session was with Busby. I mean, I'd had a few small ones before with, you know, mentors and stuff like that. And like I said, friends. So I had definitely done the process before,
Right.
but yeah, I think my first real one was with Busby, which is just,
I mean, that's pretty incredible for like your
yeah.
first major
Oh my
co-write.
God.
It's with the great Busby. That's
It's insane.
unbelievable.
And I think that was the coolest thing to me because I wasn't involved enough and I didn't know any connections, and like for Busby to just sort of like put his wing around me and take me in like that was just, I mean, it makes me so hopeful as an artist for, you know, the people I'm inspired by. And yeah, it was just such an incredible experience. And I was like, okay, I have to do this for the rest of my life.
That's so amazing. Oh, I love
Yeah.
it. And then you released your EP at the beginning of 2019. And was that self-released as well, or did you work with Altadena on that record?
That was self-released, yeah.
Awesome. Amazing.
Yeah.
I am obsessed with Simple Love.
Thank you.
Your song. It is so good. I think that's the first song I heard of yours, and I was like, okay, this is unbelievable. It's already gotten over 1 million streams, which is like so incredible. Like, and it is a jam. So everyone listening, please go stream it another 100 million times or buy it.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Well, I wanted to talk to you about, you know, in Lonely Together, I'm not sure if you've seen any episodes, but we've talked about the creative process, and especially in this, in this crazy time, like some people are not writing. It's just too hard. They're taking a break.
Yeah.
And then some people are like trying. So like, where do you find yourself in the middle of a pandemic creatively?
Really, a great question. No, I'm definitely all over the place. I think for the most part, like over the past year, I have been co-writing a ton. So going back to writing by myself in my music room was just like a really weird throwback thing. And it was amazing, but it's also a little bit of like a love-hate relationship with yourself. And I think you're so used to the instant validation in a room, and
Right.
just being able to talk out what you're feeling, I think, is a huge part of a co-write. And so not having that, it's kind of hard to know what's good or not.
Totally.
But I'm incredibly thankful for Zoom because I have been doing a bunch of writes through there. And although it's a completely different environment, it still works, And I think, like I said, just having someone to talk to about the song is what I value the most. And
it is so nice. What I've been loving about just remaining creative and even keeping rights on the book is also just maintaining the connection with the community, with your writers, because it is a time that's pretty isolating when we're all we're all just trying to stay home if we don't have to go to work, or if we don't have to go somewhere. And so being able to reach out to people and make something up is really a light. Even I've kind of just been like, even if it's not good, let's just make something up because it feels good, right?
Yeah, exactly. It feels good to create no matter what. I feel like even if the outcome isn't like, okay, this is gonna be on the album or gonna be on my next project, I still love the process. And that can almost be like detrimental at some points, because in the middle of the write, I'm feeling it so much just because I love the people I'm working with. And then afterwards, I'm like, is that good or not? I just really loved the session.
I know.
But I think that's so awesome that our job is to communicate with people and to build relationships and to hope that we can have an effect on listeners and that kind of thing. It's just such a unique way of living, and it's really interesting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I have a couple questions about what inspires you. First off, records. Tell me about important albums in your life.
Totally. For me, I think like the first record I truly fell in love with, I got for Christmas. It was Adele's 21 album.
All right.
And
that is an excellent place to be blown away by music, right?
Exactly, yeah. And I definitely I've grown up listening to a ton of different type of music. I've never really been raised on a genre, which I think is an awesome way to do it. But I remember hearing Adele and I was like, oh my gosh, there's no going back. This is the best record. And it was such like I have to be an artist. Like I just looked up to her so much, and still do, of course. And then I started playing more guitar and fell in love with Tori Kelly's music. And I mean, all of her albums are just incredible. And I think like seeing
her voice, have you seen her live yet?
Oh my God.
It's like, I saw her at the Ryman, and it was
Me too.
We were probably at the same show.
Yeah.
She wore like sneakers, and like, I remember she was wearing like sweatpants that like,
oh yeah.
I was like, I want to wear sweatpants on stage. That's so smart.
Yeah, really, comfort over anything.
But her voice is like out of this world.
It is the best voice in the world, I think. Like there's just it's incredible. And I think like as a young girl, seeing her not only sing that amazing, but also supporting herself and playing guitar and incredible chords, and I just learned so much from that, and her songwriting and everything. I just feel like she was so, independent and in her own lane, and it fit in pop, but it also was like such a musicianship in her music, you can just tell she's like in love with what she does. And yeah, as a girl, that like obviously inspired me so much. And then over the past few years, I've gotten into like some neo soul, some like new soul mix kind of stuff, and I love Alan Stone.
Oh, so good, right?
Insane. He's insane, and I just, again, like with him, you can tell he knows what he's doing, and he's just like, his personality is hilarious, and he just like, I'm just so in awe by artists like that.
Yeah, Absolutely.
But
Well,
yeah,
I feel like you are right up there. I am like,
thank,
no joke, y'all. You
thank
are
you so
one of
much.
my absolute favorites. Um, well, then let's talk about content that inspires you.
Right.
Um, how do you find song ideas? Where do you find song
Yeah.
ideas? What do you write about?
It's definitely from a ton of different places, and obviously, like, I started writing around 11, and you don't have much to write about. That
What do
is
you write
simple.
about at 11 years old?
Yeah, exactly. And so I feel like the first song I wrote this with my vocal coach actually when I was 12, and it was for an iMovie school project. It was like a book report, and we had to, make an iMovie off of a book we read. And I decided I should put my own song in the background. That'd be cool to go with it. And so we wrote a song, and it was based off this book called If Only, and the song was called If Only, and it's about a girl whose mom dies from cancer. And it's like a really intense book, but it's also, just such an important thing to read as a young kid. And it's written in a way that makes sense to you. And I think I was just so affected by that. And so I wrote the song about it. And I feel like even to this day, I definitely draw inspiration from books and stories and from movies, lots of movies. And a lot of times, though, I do take small like seeds of things that have happened in my life and just blow them up and make them so dramatic in my songs.
Right.
I think like
You have
that
to add a tinge of drama, right?
exactly. Yeah,
It
totally.
sings better.
It's so much fun to do that, and even like a style of writing that I've loved doing is just letting it all flow out, write a song, like sing lyrics that fit with whatever melody you're singing, and then like by the end of the song I can relate to it so much. And it's kind of an interesting process where it's like I get to, relate to it personally, but also at the end kind of like relate to it as an outside listener, as if, I didn't write it about a specific situation, but it turns out to be so relatable to me.
Yeah,
And so that's a really fun thing because I feel like I want my music to affect people. And, one situation could mean something to me and could mean something completely different to someone else, which is like the magic of music.
it is the magic of music. Well,
Yeah,
do you mind? I would love to hear a couple songs from you today if you have
totally.
time,
I would
because you're
love
so
to.
magical. Do you mind sharing a song with us?
Of course, yeah. I think the first song I'll play, you might know this one. It's a cover, and I listened to it earlier this week, and it just took me back to the phase of life I was in when I first listened to it, and I love music like that. And I realized very recently that you helped write this song, and
What?
it made me love it like 20 times more, and I was just so amazed. So
That's
yeah,
crazy.
I think
Well,
you
this
probably,
is a super treat. I'm so pumped about this.
of course, I think you know what song I'm going to sing. Okay. I found myself dreaming in silver and gold, like a scene from a movie that every broken heart knows. We were walking on moonlight, and you pulled me close. Split second and you disappeared, and then I was all alone. Woke up in tears with you by my side, breath of relief, and I realized, knowing I promised tomorrow. So I'm gonna love you like I'm gonna lose you. I'm gonna hold you like I'm saying goodbye. Wherever we're standing, I won't take it for granted, 'cause we'll never know when we'll run out of time. So I'm gonna love you like I'm gonna lose you. Oh, I'm gonna love you like I'm gonna lose you. In the blink of an eye, just a whisper of smoke. You could lose everything. The truth is you'll never know. So I kiss you longer, baby. Any chance that I get, and I'll make the most of them. And it's in love with no regrets. Let's take our time to say what we want, use what we got before it's all gone. 'Cause oh, when I promise tomorrows, and I'm gonna love you like I'm gonna love you, and I'm gonna hold you like I'm saying goodbye. Wherever we're standing, I won't take it for granted, 'cause we'll never know when we'll run out of time. So I'm gonna love you like I'm gonna lose you. No, I'm gonna love you like I'm gonna lose you. Thank you.
That was crazy.
Thank you.
You are so good. It's insane. It's such
you.
Wow, you are such a blessing.
I was so incredibly amazed when I heard that you co-wrote this song. What kind of experience was that like?
That's crazy. I mean, we wrote this song, and it was before I wrote the song with Megan.
Yeah.
And Justin Weaver. And it was before Megan got a record deal, and she was just writing in town. And we just wrote the song one day. She had this like dream about like losing her brother, and she just kind of was just kind of messed up in the head a little bit that day. And we're like, let's write about it. And like Justin Weaver threw the title out, and the song just kind of. We actually wrote it like reggae. Dun, 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 dun,
no way.
I'm gonna love you.
That's incredible.
Which is crazy. And then it's turned into this like epic 6/8 jam.
Yeah.
And you need to release that version like to tomorrow, please.
Thank you. Oh my
gosh. The world needs
so much fun.
Your voice on that song, please, please, please. Or at least can you just record a voice memo and send it to me?
I'll just send it to you. Yeah, I'll give that to you.
I would really appreciate that.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. No, and John Legend is on there. Oh my God.
That's crazy.
Like, such an eye-opening experience for you. That's so cool.
Thank you. It really was a wild ride. And I mean, the crazy thing is like I don't know if you're this way, but I probably write 100 songs a year. And so you just never know. You just show up each day. You never know what day. And then you love every song that you write, pretty much, right?
So true, yeah.
They're all your song babies. And so you just never know what's going to happen with a song. And that's one I'm very, very grateful for. So thank you for sharing that with us.
I had to. When I heard that you co-wrote it, I was like, there's no way.
So proud. I love it. Well, you know, this whole pandemic has kind of put everything to a stop. Where are you at in your creative process? Like, are you in the middle of a record? Are you just writing songs right now? Are you going to release something? Like, what's next for you, or what's now?
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. We're definitely cooking up some magic, and gonna start releasing stuff extremely soon. I can't really say when yet, but I'm so excited.
But in 2020, can we say like, okay, good. At least we know that. At least there's something to look forward to in 2020.
I'm so excited to finally have new music out because, when I wrote my first EP, it really was like mostly self-written, some co-writes with like people I'm close to, and to be writing over the past year and like finally figuring out what this next chapter is going to look like. And I'm just so excited. I'm so excited
for you. Okay, good. Well, do you mind sharing another, please,
Of
please, please?
course. Yes, I came prepared.
Okay, good. I'm so glad.
I guess I'll play Simple Love.
Ah, yes, my jam.
Thank
I've
you.
listened to this thousands of times. So.
I'm so glad. Thank you. Yeah, this song is so funny. I feel like I was thinking about this the other day, but I wrote this, I guess, 2 years ago this time. So it's just really crazy, how this song has helped me. And it's just, yeah, it's so fun to see your songs come to life. And yeah.
Yes.
All right. Boy, I'm not asking for much. If we sit next to each other, should I move closer? I don't wanna run. It's like you can read my mind. 'Cause you get the message somehow. No, you let me lay my head on your chest, head on your chest. I'ma do the rest, I'ma do the rest, baby. And I was just simple love. Let me lay my head on your chest, I'll be impressed. We'll figure out the rest. Let me lay my head and give me your simple love. Yeah. Ooh, ooh, oh. Whoa, I'm not asking for much. Yeah. No, you don't need to buy me flowers. I just wanna stay here for hours with you. Oh, I wasn't, and you let me lay my head on your chest, head on your chest. Time to do the rest, time to do the rest, baby. Yeah. And I was just simple love, and let me lay my head on your chest. I'll be impressed, we'll figure out the rest. Let me lay my head and give me that simple love. And I don't even care what we do. No, no. As long as I'm with you, I got to be with you. Let me lay my head on your chest, head on your chest. Time to do the rest, time to do the rest, baby. Yeah. And I was just simple love. Let me lay my head on your chest, I'll be impressed. We'll figure out the rest. Let me lay my head and give me that simple love one more time. Give me your simple love. Love, yeah. I'm not asking for much, just your simple loving. That simple love.
I don't want it to be over. I don't want it to be over. I'm just like, play it again.
Thank you so much.
Oh my gosh. Unbelievable. There's so many people commenting like, new fan, new fan. So I'm like, on this day in 2020, you have made a new fan. Oh, we got some love from Dubai. Thank you. What a blessing.
So cool.
That's really cool. Oh my gosh, you're unfreaking believable.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I have like chills. I have no words.
Thank you. I have to say, first of all, I really want you to play something for us. I'm just in awe with your new album, Supernova. It is
Thank you.
absolutely incredible. And I'm not just saying that. I really believe that, like, you created some incredible art. I feel like it's just such, like, the album is such a work of art. Like, I can tell why every song is on there, you know? It's just, every song affects me in some way, and I feel like it's really hard to do that in a full album, and you just, like, did it like it was nothing.
Wow. Oh, that really is the sweetest thing that you've ever said. Thank you so much. That's so kind. Well, I'm very, very grateful to have music out in this time. You know, it dropped on March 13th, which was like right when everything like shut down, which is a little crazy.
Yeah.
But the beautiful thing is like we've had to figure out different ways to get the music out there, and that's where this series was birthed. And just like let's just like give some people some light, get some people some music. So I'm grateful for a lot of things that have come out of it, which is good. But
yeah, definitely having to get a little more creative now.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody is, right?
Right. It's very unexpected, but I have to give you some cred though, because I know you were supposed to be performing right now. I was gonna open for you in one of your shows.
I know you.
I know that's
open the national show, and I know.
I was so excited, but it's also like, you know, you gotta take the right precautions, and you know, I believe that your album will still get all of the credit it deserves because it's that incredible.
Thank you. That's really so sweet, Lindsey. And hopefully we're gonna reschedule that show, and hopefully it will work out. We can get you back.
Yes,
you're not already a worldwide superstar. I think that you will be. So, well, I just last week, I believe it was last week, I've run out of like knowing what day it is.
Same.
No, where are we? I don't even know with the pandemic.
It's gone by so fast, but it feels like so long ago since we got to do it.
Oh, I feel all messed up with my time. But it was last week. I got to release my own Amazon original, which is really so fun. You record a cover song, and so it's a little daunting. Like, out of all the songs in the whole world, what am I gonna sing?
Yeah.
But you know, like you were saying, like you kind of like, I don't know like what all you've been listening to, but I've been drawn to like listening to music that brings me back to happier, simpler times.
Yeah.
And for me, like a lot of that's like Coldplay and Ben Folds, and like that music is like, oh, that's just such a carefree Wilco, like such a carefree, beautiful season of life. And and so when they asked me to do this Amazon original, I'd been listening to a ton of Coldplay, and I thought that I would take a stab at
So good.
Fix You, which is so fun.
Yes.
So if it's not available on all platforms, just Amazon right now, you can ask Alexa to play it. But I wanted to share that with you guys. Especially with the state of all of the crazy things that are going on. It feels like the perfect song that I like want to say to the world and to my brothers and sisters, and to like everyone is like, man. And my hope, you know, when people hear this, is they think of, you know, the people that they can love harder, and like that you know, in the effort to fix each other, right? Because we're all in this together. So
so amazing.
Here we go. You try your best, but you don't succeed. And you get what you want, not what you need. And you feel so tired that you can't sleep. Stuck in reverse. And the tears come streaming down your face. When you lose something you can't replace. When you love someone but it goes to waste. Could it be worse? try, you'll never know just what you are. Lights with that, oh, and ignite. Oh, I will try to fix when you lose something you cannot replace. Tears stream down your face, and tears stream down your face. Promise you I will learn from the mistakes. Tears stream down your face, and lights with and ignite. I will try to fix you.
Oh my God. Caitlyn. That is incredible.
Thank you, dear.
Oh my God. You like brought that song to a whole new life. That's incredible.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, Coldplay, for writing such a musical masterpiece.
Yeah, really. You saw it. Someone
Definitely,
said,
it's one of those songs that I was like, man, how do you write that? That's unreal.
Insane. Someone said that they loved your emotion when you sing, and I was like, that's exactly what I was thinking. You're so into it, and it makes me feel it so much more. It's incredible.
Thank you, Lindsey. Well, you, my dear, are such a gift. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to hang out, sing us some music, to bless us with your beautiful voice. How can we support you in this time? Where can people go to find your music?
Yeah,
Tell us about it.
I'm on Spotify. My name's Lindsey Lomis, and if you follow me on Instagram and Twitter, you'll find a bunch of music updates. Stuff is coming very soon. I'm so excited. And yeah, thank you so much for having me.
You're so welcome. The big question, last question is, do you have TikTok?
Unfortunately, I do.
I mean, I caved. I got it last night. I was like, I think I'm gonna try this. It's addicting.
It's weird. It is addicting. It's weird.
Like,
I feel like I could never see myself making like a dance one.
I know. I have to get really drunk to be able to.
That's amazing. No, yeah, it's a weird platform.
I know, it's a weird platform, and I'm like, how do I do it?
We'll lose all sense of time on it. But
so
yeah.
we won't be expecting a dance one from you anytime soon.
No dancing. Maybe some singing. You never know.
Okay, good. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, everybody. Lindsey Lomis, please go buy all her music. And
everybody go stream Supernova.
You're so sweet. And thank you guys for taking the time to tune in. Everybody who's been listening to us, I really appreciate y'all. And please be kind to yourselves. Please be kind to each other. Y'all, we are all in this together. So I love you all so much. Love you, Lindsay. You guys have a
Love
beautiful
you
day.
guys. Thank you
All
so
right.
much.
Take care.